Hello everyone, it's Swiss and we are back again with Tutorial Thursdays. This week we're going to be going over Snake's Fair, how it works, when to use it and how to use it, and so on and so forth. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video.
It's showtime!
So as usual, we're going to go over the frames of the move and the hitbox as well. So as you can see behind me, in the green section, it has a 23 frame startup. So really slow on startup. It takes a long time to get the move out and the hitbox is out. Minus 14 on shields. So if someone shields it, then they have 14 frames to actually punish you for that. So that's quite a lot. And it's active on frame 23 to 26. So you have 4 frames where the hitbox is actually active, where you can hit your opponent. Now if you see under that picture as well, you can see it's a total of 69 frames for the whole move. So the move lasts a long time and you only get 4 frames where you can actually hit your opponent. So very slow and long move. 19 frames of landing lag, so if you land with the move, if you short hop it, full hop it, or anything like that, you're gonna have 19 frames of landing lag. So that's pretty much a long time for your opponent to be able to punish you. And it auto cancels on frame 63 onward. That just means if you double jump, you don't have to worry about the landing lag. Now, going into the hitbox, you can see here, this is pretty much the hitbox, but in this circle right here is what you normally want to aim for. This is going to be the spike hitbox, and this is what's going to send your opponents down or spiking them on the stage. So this is what you normally want to shoot for. Anything under like this area is pretty much going to be the hitbox that actually launches them up instead of down as a spike. You can also see that he has kind of a hitbox behind him, so it does hit from behind. And then he has a little bit of a disjoint here and here as well. That's pretty much how the move works. So let's go into the game and let's go over more about this move. So the damage on fair isn't really too bad. It's actually pretty decent as far as a forward air would go. It does 18% with the spike hitbox on a full hop. And then if you get the weaker part, which is pretty much the thigh and lower, then you're going to get 16%. Short hop wise, it's 15% or 14% on the inside, and that's pretty much it. Now as far as like using forward air, there's not really too much use for it in my opinion, but if you did want to look into using it, obviously the big thing is going to be offstage. You can use it as some form of combos or follow-ups, and also as well as jab locking. We're going to dive into that, of course, by one by one, and just pretty much go from there. So let's go ahead and start with the offstage. So offstage, pretty much you want to kind of predict where your opponent's going to be, and then that's when you want to go for fair. At least that's how I do it. So one common practice is something like this. A lot of people go for this, and obviously it's not true, but if your opponent doesn't do anything, then you're going to get a spike off of that. But primarily you want to be able to actually predict where your opponent is going to be at when you actually shoot for the fair. So if they go low, let's say, which is pretty much the best time to do it, that's how you're going to want to do it. You can reverse fair, which I do sometimes, but you know, it's really up to you. You don't have to do a reverse fair. I normally do it because I feel like it's just easier to land, especially like that when they're about to get on the ledge. You can just kind of hit it like that way. But that's primarily how you want to use it off stage. You just want to be sure to actually know where your opponent's going to be and then just capitalize off of that. The biggest thing, of course, is going to be the ever so popular grenade into fair, and that is definitely a possibility to land, especially if you actually get your opponent to hold a grenade. You can throw them off stage and then predict where they're going to go. Obviously it's DI based. If they DI in or out or not at all, then you can go for the fair. So again, you have to read the DI, but it is possible, and you have to make sure that they actually don't throw the grenade or drop the grenade, because that also is a possibility. So if you can read any of that stuff and then go for the fair and land it, then you can also take an early stock. So we're going to skip the combos and follow-up section first and then go into the jab lock section real quick. If you guys haven't seen my jab lock video, I recommend watching that, but you can also use forward air as a jab lock. And this is going to be very helpful for like people that you actually can't jab lock. So some characters are actually too thin to where you can't actually hit them with jab when they don't tech. So forward air is another option for you if you actually want to use that. And if you do get that, you can get a lot of damage off because of how much damage the forward air actually gives you. So you can take them from 0 to 46 just off of a fair and a down air, or even like fair up tilt, or you know, whatever the case is. So you know, whatever is going to work for you, you can kind of go for that. But yeah, I recommend doing it against characters that are very thin, like Zero Suit Samus, like people like that, because again, you can't jab them when they're actually laying on the ground. So that's primarily what you want to use as far as like a jab block opportunity if you were to actually go for one. And so now we're going to go over the final section. That's going to be combos and follow-ups. So when you're using follow-ups off of like a grenade at like early percents, you can go for the fair. And depending on your timing, you'll be able to make it a true combo. And fair does kind of, again, it has a very long startup, so you kind of just have to, you kind of almost have to just fully commit to it, because if not, then it's not going to be a true combo, and then they can just get out of it. So like if I waited right until the grenade blew up, let's say, and then I went for the fair, then they can actually get out of that. But I do have some clips of some follow-ups and combos to show you guys. Some are true, some are not true. Some are very situational depending on what your opponent does. So go ahead and enjoy these clips. So I really hope these clips actually help you out. They at least will probably help out for me, since I just figured it out, all that stuff out in about 30 minutes of just practicing the move in training mode. So I'm sure there's a lot of other things as well that you could do, but I didn't really list them there. And the percents that you saw in the clips as well are obviously for Snake. You know, depending on character weight and stuff like that, you may have to change that up as far as the percents goes. So since Snake is pretty much top 15 heavy, I believe he is right now. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed the content, enjoyed the video. Again, my name is Swiss. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I have other social media platforms down below: Twitter, Twitch, Patreon, etc., etc. So thank you guys so much again for watching the video. You guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye now.
Never duplicate you, never multiply two. Everyone copy and paste, mask all up in on their face. Disney fantasy MPH, they are cool with their complacent. You feel it in you, then you brush it off you. Insignificant, but you got something we want, and your whole life is a taunt, cause you will not just comply. Waking up for your day.